Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining DLD After Dark. We have a very exciting 296 pages to review together. So let's go ahead and jump in balls deep. Now, of course, I can't start the show without acknowledging the individual that was first, and of course, the channel members. As you guys know them as channel members, channel members. So, first, technically, I was first. But that wasn't my intention. Technically, I was first, but Kurt came in with the quick congrats on first because he didn't know that it was going to be me. So technically, Kurt was first this evening. So, Kurt, congratulations, my friend. You are due at least one hefty high five. Whoosh, congrats. And let's go through and see what's up to our channel members. We got Kurt24, who changed his Kurt changed his profile picture. Hold on, is my audio not coming through? Hold on one second, y'all. Let me hit the little flea deep on the whatchamacallit. Yep. Oh, mom, I knew it. And boom. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, beautiful. All right, so fix. Okay, my apologies. I had to fix that there. Okay, so we should be getting audio. Let me know if you guys are getting the God voice. Okay, so Kurt24, channel member, and for anybody that's in here that's new, I'm going to go through and just say hello to all the channel members. So then we're going to get into the conversation. So just giving you a heads up. So Mike McClune, what's up, brother? Another channel member. We got Ron Wayne, of course, channel member, who's at like 40,000 subscribers, by the way. So congrats, Ron, crushing it. Mike McClune, of course, Joe Morris, channel member. We got Goon Beam, channel member, which if you guys are curious, if you're looking for some of the best, dopest, highest performing tactical flashlights on the market, Goon Beam is where it's at. And we got a link for that. Just saying. Oh, hold on one second. The little one is up. One second. Okay, and as we do this, my 5-year-old daughter just woke up. So, Rich, go ahead and start this if you will, and I'll be back in about 2 minutes.
And I was delaying the wipe, but okay, I'll just jump in there then,
And
because I'm a trained professional.
Well, exactly. I mean, that's why we're here. If you want, just go ahead and greet the channel members. And
Channel member. That means I got to stop watching Instagram.
Well, sometimes we got to work. And I am putting the ATF.gov link up there. So give me about 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
Sure, man. No worries. I got you.
And my apologies to everybody.
Your show is in good hands.
Yeah, I believe it.
For 2.5 seconds, because that's when it's going off the rails. Let's see. I'm going to start with people I like. Let's see. All right, so Kurt24, Ron Wayne, 2 people I like. The Zed guy, I don't know. Not real sure. One Love Design. Ron Wayne, where's Misty? I see Ron. I don't see Misty. Krabby Turtle. Mike McClune. M92 Quad. Don't know you yet. Almost banned you. Oh, sorry about that. Anthony Smith, we got a new person. All right, and if you're watching the show right now and haven't given it a thumbs up, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, because I don't know what you're doing here, because it might as well be the Flying Rich channel, because I do more dark stuff than dark. At least, videos when I talk about Do you know what really annoys me? You know what I find highly annoying? And if you don't know that joke, you've missed out on about 400 videos I made. So moving quite along. And while Dark announced that not Kurt 24, I'm sorry, I did that wrong. Ron Wayne, while he announced that Ron Wayne I knew Ron way back when he had less than 100 subs. Now he's got 40,000 subs, 4 times me, which is crazy. So Ron Wayne has patches. And Ron Wayne, while he does have that YouTube fandom, 40K subs, it hasn't made him a damn nickel. And he put out money for patches. So if you want a dope Ron Wayne patch, just like he has, just like his logo there, you just go hit him up. Ron, if you can, put it in the chat how they can find you to get one of those patches, because it's definitely cool AF patch. We've got Richard Monder from Jolly Good Old England. My wife and I were watching The Crown this evening. Jackson? Is that a joke? Jackson. Is it Jackson 5 or just Jackson? Ego Death, how's it going? How's it going? Crypto? Anthony Smith, who's a channel member. Steve Kilpatrick, John Rice, Too Many Choices, Bob or Senior Bob. ADXR 920, how's it going, man? One Love Design again, One Love Design. Too Many Choices. Eagle Run 23, how's it going, buddy? Are you going to SHOT Show? You going to be at SHOT? I am flying out tomorrow. I'll be in Vegas 7 p.m. Jackson. Dianexus. Is Dianexus a joke? Is that a joke on us? Or is that a real individual? Come out and play, because Come Out and Pet G was taken. Sandwich, chef of sandwich. And if you say that backwards, is it any different? It's sandwich, faux, chef, sandwich. All right. Let's see. Dang old Matt. Well, hello, dang old Matt. And Zed again. Carlos Duran. I don't know if he's friends of Duran. JC9, how's it going, man? Let's see. We got John Rice. Damien Christ, who's got the coolest cool AF firearms going. All of my firearms, which are normally inches away from me, not like I don't have firearms inches away from me, but all the cool AF ones that I like to, hold and look at, and if I'm not on YouTube Live, like to show people, are all stored safely and away from me. Unfortunately, because I'm going to be out of town. Don't want to give anybody an opportunity. Squadron! Yes, the Flying Rich Squadron. I am the squadron leader. I like to ride. How's it going, man? How's it going? Ego Death again. Damien Christ again. Andy Lipsco, how's it going? Stephen Kilpatrick, what up, homeboy? There's Misty Mrs. Ron Wayne. How's it going? Yeah, I don't think you or the hubby are going to SHOT Show. So, yeah, realistically, I'm interested in going to SHOT to see the people that either I only see at SHOT or, SHOT egg gun stuff, whatever. Or, just hang out with cool 2A peeps. Key Askey and his brother is Key Epsidick. Martin Kaminsky. And Key Askey, I got a joke for you. It's a UDP joke. You might not get it. And only Key Askey's laughing. Let's see. DJ, the Meathead Mercenary. I'm going to leave that one alone. I'll tell you person. Safety Harbor Firearms! It's Walt of Safety Harbor Firearms. I didn't tell you I'm a Safety Harbor employee starting Monday. I'm a Safety Harbor Firearms employee until Friday. Then I got to get the badge back. Walter's probably like face palming right now. Corn Pop's Revenge, how's it going? And yeah, he knows what I like. Okay. Let's see, Steve Kilpatrick, how's it going? Constitutional Carpenter. Jesus was a carpenter. Crumpy, no cams. Why? Because my wife won't let me turn the heat on. She says it's too expensive, and I'm just like run around in sweatshirt and cap. I mean, I could do the cam. You want the cam? Let's see. Hashtag activists. Let's see. I'm just scrolling through. William Bologna, hello and welcome. Let's see. Did I get everybody? Hoffman Tactical. Hey man, how's it going, buddy? Are you going to SHOT Show? Is Mr. Hoffman Tactical going SHOT Show? Because if he is, I want to meet you. And I don't. Did you get a cell phone yet? Because I don't think I have your cell phone number. Wait, I heard you got a cell phone. Tim Hoffman, who was hanging out with Richard Hoffman, he says, no, maybe next year. Dang. So I was hoping that Dark would carry the show because I just started getting hungry. And I was looking to eat. So let's see. Jesus would run HK416. Well, if you say so. But I'm watching The Chosen with my wife, and Jesus is like a turn the other cheek kind of guy. So I don't know what he'd be rocking. 10 mil, but can also shoot Forte. So I'm going to be manhandling the high point 10 mil. Definitely going to do YouTube short on that. Let's see. I'll see if I can get near the Glock booth for the GLAR, because the Glock AR is going to be there. Crumpy occasionally, most of the time shares top secret news with me and then tells me I can't tell anyone. So I don't know if I'm allowed to say for how long, but for a long time I was sitting on the Glock AR news. Not that it existed, but that there was some number of them in the US. But I don't know what John didn't say, but he didn't say that. So there's some quantity of GLARs in the US, and they're very likely going to be debuted at SHOT Show for civilian use. So the question is, do you get your GLAR and pay too much for it, just keep it for somebody else to buy it from you in the future? Which I have no idea. Grab you a Glock keychain. Dude, I mean, if I can, I will. I don't know if I'm on the naughty list from Glock because I showed him the Glock bullpup. And they just turned around and walked away from me. I don't know if they have like a do not talk to poster at the Glock booth, but I might be on it. MC's been like doing the videos, and let's see. I think he did. Do you know what I find highly annoying video? T for Tejas. How's it going, man? Mojave East. Is that like high desert Mojave? You're out by the spaceport or what? No, everybody's happy to see MC. Yeah, I wish I got that kind of hello, it'd be nice. T for Tejas, indeed. The GLAR. The Glock AR. So Glock's building an AR-15. Very likely going to be announcing the AR-15 at SHOT Show. Because there's some number of Glock ARs in the country. Can you stop at the ARTT booth, see if they have any new tools coming out? Yeah, sure. Dude, just text me or message me what booth they're at. Ron Wayne's hit me up with the squadron. And I'm not sure what Walter's saying. Walter is saying I'm a gas-operated system. And Misty, boy, I don't know how I won her heart over, but she says I will always be her favorite celebrity, and If I'm a celebrity, holy cow, you need to get out more. Eagle Road Run is not going a shot. So yeah, I at least like filled out my registration form when it opened up, but I did not secure a place at range day, and I did not get in early enough with some people for other things. Now, originally, it was going to rain all week, but it looks like it's only going to rain Monday, which is range day. So that's pretty cool. Because I'd rather not be walking around in Vegas in the cold and the rain, because I'm not renting a car, and I don't know that there's a bus. Swing by Shark Coast Tacticals booth. Find a troll on crack. Okay, I'm not sure what that means.
Hell yeah! Congrats, Eagle Run 23. That, sir, is awesome. I apologize, by the way.
7K subs, dude.
Yeah, it's awesome. If you guys don't know, Eagle Run 23 come on the show probably 2 weeks ago or so. Awesome guy, great channel, great content, excellent builder. Just sub to his channel, Eagle Run 23.
Builder?
William Baloney. You have to find the join button, which I don't know where it is on mobile. But somebody, one of the mods or members in chat, if you could help them, that would be awesome. So it looks like we have John. And first, let me apologize, guys. I'm sorry. The moment that I started the stream, my daughter woke up and was like, "Daddy, daddy, daddy." So I had to, y'all know, being a dad, I had to jump in, and I'm gonna take a guess that that won't be the only time that she does that tonight. Um, so let's go ahead and jump into it. Did we start the discussion at all yet?
No, just saying hi, chit chatting. People tell me where to go at SHOT Show, not just where to go, kind of thing. And then I was just mentioning how Mrs. Ron Wayne, says that I'm her favorite celebrity. So just want to let you know that.
Well, that's interesting. Kidding on fun. You're a 110% stand-up guy. I don't know who that's referring to. Maybe Rich. Maybe Rich. Little Miss Dark comes first. 100%. Kurt, what's up with the different picture? What's going on there? John Crump, welcome to the show. I appreciate you joining.
Sure.
What is this, a hostage video?
Yeah, you
Sure.
seem stoked. You seem stoked. You're not in your studio. You're not. You usually have one of these SMB
I'm trying
7s
to
in front of you.
I'm trying to look. Where is Crump Eye?
Just you haven't seen this room.
Oh yeah. How do you know I
So
haven't seen your whole entire house?
Crump looks defeated. Okay, hold on. Were people gifting memberships?
Oh, I was looking pretty good. I mean, if they were, I definitely missed it. But
Because it looks like
I am looking on the tubes of you at the show.
okay. It looks
So
like
if it happened, I missed it. But I'm mobile. I don't know if that matters.
no, it shouldn't matter. Shouldn't matter.
Okay.
Well, let's
I got the the simulator space setup.
Uh-huh. So John is setting up
flight.
a multi-monitor flight simulator
Dope. That is dope.
because his kid has an aptitude for flight. Oh my gosh! Kurt24 gifted 5 memberships.
Oh, is that what? Before earlier or now?
No, just now.
Oh, Kurt, I
People getting
wasn't
members.
asking for that. Jeez,
That was so
thank you for
cool.
that.
That's so cool. This is the first time I've seen it. Like, at least on mobile, it's so cool because all of a sudden people get memberships. I'm like, cool.
Yeah, isn't it dope? Here, let me see.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like throwing pieces of bread in the pond and all the ducks come running.
I know. Oh, look at that, guys. Look at Look at that beautiful thumbnail. That's all I'm saying. We need to actually jump in the conversation, though.
Why is that one
Let's
comment just stuck
see.
up on the screen?
Did you? Okay, you must have done that because I didn't click that.
I didn't
You know, I don't have access, so I couldn't have done it.
Maybe I accidentally clicked it while I was. Oh
Just
yeah, hey, I see it. Hey, Kurt 24, my brother. Thank you so much, man. You are an
Sweet
incredible person, my friend. All right, so
Cornholio.
let's Cornholio. This is the 40 cal room, correct? No, this is the 40 Mike room. Let's just start there. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into it, y'all. So for that one guy out there that's gonna leave the comment after this is done saying the show starts at 21 minutes and 30 seconds, um, they can F off. Okay, so I literally want to go through and read some of this, and here's why. So I noticed that, and this is including the recent ruling on the frames and receivers. For everyone listening, it's not a law. Okay, this is a rule. All right, the rule that the ATF had dropped, and by dropped I mean introduced. I think some of the terminology gets caught up. What happens is that the general public, people like us, we read articles from AmmoLand, then we read TFB, then we read or whatever different articles here and there. We watch videos, we watch Mr. Buns and Beer, we watch all this random shit, right? And then we start taking the information that people are giving as if it is the information that the ATF is giving. So I think it's really important that we actually focus on specifically what the ATF says and draw from that. Okay. Because there's a whole lot of stuff that ends up out there that is, you know, um, alt media, YouTubers or whomever, or people writing articles, taking information from a person's opinion instead of actually taking information from the ATF's opinion, which number one still shouldn't matter. Okay. We still should not be in this place. But when we're looking at the, frame and receiver, rule change, not law. There's no legislation. There's no act of Congress. There's, you know, didn't reintroduce it to the Federal Registry. All right, I see what you're doing, you asshole.
No, me?
I just wanted to catch you that it was you.
No, that time it was. Before
oh,
it
oh,
wasn't.
oh, that one. Okay, not the 45 sperm adapter.
No. That's why I had no idea if there was a reason that was up there or not. That was the last one was me.
Andy Lipsco, good to see you here, brother. He says, "Gentlemen, bedtime for me and the little one just woke up. Take care, stay strapped, stay dangerous, and in these times, while they seek to take it from us, stay free. God bless you all. You too, my man. Thank you. And good to see you in the live stream because I always see comments from you that's like, oh, I'm watching the replay with with coffee or whatever. Um so what I would like to do is actually go through and read the verbiage directly from them. I'm not saying we're going to go through all 296 or 93 pages, right? But at least some of the pieces here.
Most of them are comments, and most of the comments are people commented in 4490 because they don't have to answer all of them. They answer like a cross section of them, and it seems they picked a lot that had to do with the 499 the 4999 form
Yeah,
that they dropped. So like,
which was
oh, you don't have
the
to worry about that. If we dropped it, oh, you don't have to worry about that. We dropped it without
yeah,
actually having to answer
which is
any
the
real
point,
questions.
which was the point system. If you guys go
Yeah.
back, there was an excellent video called "The Brace That Got Away." It's a beautiful love story between a man and an SBA 3. It's romantic. I laughed. I cried. I bought season passes to watch the replays. It was excellent. That actually features that exact
Hold on. Hey, Dark,
list.
hold on. Did Rich fall asleep?
No, you can't hear me eating.
Yeah, I just heard bag.
I heard you. I heard you eating. I thought that was you snoring.
I
Oh,
heard a
sorry,
bag
I meant to be on
crinkling.
mute.
Biden wrote the rule. Dude, if Biden wrote this rule, it would be like, you can't have that stuff with those things that, they're... Hold
Not a
on one
joke.
moment.
Be not a joke. And I'm
Uh,
not joking.
I heard
And my son was killed by a brace in Iraq.
I heard Dark's daughter
Daughter.
come in. Yeah, yeah.
I,
So the role is going to be interesting. I know of several different lawsuits that are spun up, dropping that are being filed, already are filed, and whatnot. North Dakota is going to be interesting because it's going to be the first one. There's still time for Congress to take action because they have oversight, so they could technically kill the role, but they won't because senators or um, there's not
so,
enough senators
Crumpy,
for gun
can
senators.
I ask, first off, am I accurate if I say Chevron deference is the ability of an administrative agency to interpret law?
It is. It's not to interpret law. It's Chevron deference if there is a statute that is ambiguous or unclear. The deference falls to the agency to interpret that rule, and they have the right and the ability to interpret the rule. Thing is, it was
So,
never.
so
Okay. Now
okay.
we're gonna get into something else.
Hmm.
Now we're gonna get into criminal statutes. It was never ever meant for a criminal statute. It was meant for like air quality stuff and crap like that. Criminal statute, by law, they have to lean on the side of non non-criminal than criminal. Um, as we saw in the bump stock, right? Uh, and so the ATF is using Chevron for criminal statutes, which is not what it's supposed to be. And yeah,
Okay, so now
yeah,
the ATF in
yeah. Too many choices. The role of latency. That's exactly what the bump stock said. Uh, that applies to criminal statutes. That's what's supposed to apply, but the ATF is taking it to a whole nother level. Basically, yeah,
oh, hey, and shout out to Sport Brain Man. I hope you're doing well. So, dude, if you want to talk Monday, give me a call. Definitely give me a call Monday. I'll be in Vegas. All right. So, um, along with that, this brace rule, it reinterprets or redefines or modifies the definitions in the NFA and the GCA. Now,
it reinterpret it kind of, sort of. Uh, it, the frames and receiver rule, that's more of a reinterpretation of what not. With the braces, it's not reinterpreting the rule, it's reinterpreting the ATF's opinion on a brace.
wow.
So it's basically saying, oh, those aren't braces anymore. They qualify as stocks or shouldering devices.
So basically, all of the letters that they've had in the past where they said, no, no, that's not a stock. That's not a stock. That's not a stock.
What? What?
You can
Here's the
shoulder
thing,
it.
right? There's not that many. There's actually not that many letters like SBA 3, SBA 4 never had letters. SBA 1 did. That was the Sig Breeze. The SBA Mini, I believe, did. But most of them didn't actually have letters.
All right.
Go back to my 2020 article on AmmoLand,
Mhm.
which was linked in the article because everything that I said was going to happen happened from 2020, 3 years ago.
So
Timeline was right and everything.
it's like Nostradamus.
No, it's not like Nostradamus. It's like having inside information is.
Now, this rule isn't very clear. And I understand, I mean, if you say it's 293 pages, they could have made it clear, but I understand a lot of that's comment.
Most of it's comment. And then they do a history and stuff like that.
It just seems to me they could have done a better job at making things clear. Or is it intentional that they don't make things clear?
Around there, what about the not collecting of tax? It's a forbearance. Remember, forbearance. So yeah, if there's certain things like they're like, oh, if it's an adjustable stock, then it is an SBR. Then they say, but if there's any type of surface area at the back of a buffer tube, then it's an SBR. It's like, well, so you can design a buffer tube with like a spike on the back of it, and that won't be an SBR. I don't know.
I mean, so I just have to put a plastic spike cap on the back of my AR pistol?
I don't know.
My apologies, gentlemen. Oh, good. The people that were calling me a social justice warrior, I believe, are here as we're talking about ATF encroaching on our natural rights. Good.
Who's calling you social justice warrior?
Some assholes. I jumped into Bacon's stream last night, and which of course is a classy show, and I just they were getting swarmed by some trolls, and I told them, I was like, come see me, my viewers will eat you alive.
And who are these people?
Whoops. Anyway, moving along. So before we continue, did you guys start on the actual document yet?
No, we're just eating around the edges. We discussed Chevron deference, and we discussed rule changes. We discussed why they make the rule changes. We discussed that even the brace rule, this brace rule, affects AR pistols that don't have braces.
Correct. A literal buffer tube, which they also don't define if it is a pistol buffer tube or an adjustable, buffer tube like a 6 position, or even the old
No, they
car
just said
4
buffer
position.
tube.
Yeah, just a buffer tube. So if you have an AR pistol and
I have 2, 3.
yeah, and it's not a bufferless design, then boom, right there, you're this is crazy because there's literally no brace attached, right? Like a lot of companies over the last few months have started putting out AR pistols without braces and just a tube. And then if somebody wanted to put a buffer on it or SBR it or whatever, they could choose to do that. It's an individual decision. But I don't know. Are we going to have to go to bufferless designs here?
No, well, like I said, if you had like a spike on the end of it, I guess it wouldn't qualify.
This is a good point, John Doe. So, Grump, what happens when you build a Form 1 item to completion before your stamp is approved?
You are a felon.
Yeah, you are.
According in the eyes of the ATF. I mean, I don't care. Do whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that um, this could either be a trap, like a straight up trap, or it's going to be some bullshit. So let's go ahead and read through. I think I want to go and just personally state that I'm not going to comply with a damn thing. I'm not, even though I have a few stamps like for suppressors and shit. I'm not putting a fucking stamp on a goddamn brace pistol. Actually, I was about to publish a short today, and I was about to literally like do a YouTube short and an Instagram reel of like, um, you know, braced AK, like braced Draco, like braced Scorpion, braced like boom, 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 braced AR, like, and just go through all the braced pistols I have, and then just be like, I will not comply, and then fuck off. Because I think what we need to see is mass non-compliance between. I mean, this is like, prohibition, like part two, right?
Hey, Dark. Before you do that, can you get a Ring doorbell so I can like take that video and put it on my YouTube channel?
Yeah, I'll share my surveillance system with you.
Hmm?
Okay, so as I was saying before, I think that um, when situations like this happen, right? Like when the frame and receiver shit dropped, articles were flying out, videos were flying out, and I think people start quoting other people's opinion, but it doesn't necessarily directly reflect the shit that the ATF is saying. In some cases it does, but let's just be real. It's a game of telephone, and an article drops, then a YouTube video drops, then another person picks it up, another person picks it up, and all of a sudden people think that what Mr. Guns and Gear said is actually what the ATF said. So I think we should actually read directly from what the ATF posted. Now, like I said, personally, I'm not going to comply with a goddamn thing, but either way, I think it's important for you guys to know, because it's about the gun owner, right? Um, y'all want to hit on anything before we start?
Release the chicken farmer.
Release.
He's already working on it.
So what is the status of the lawsuits currently?
There is a lawsuit in North Dakota by SAF that was launched actually before the rule was unveiled. The final rule is unveiled. It's been on hold because the final rule wasn't unveiled. So that is the one that is the farthest along. There, everyone else seemed to be waiting to see what it actually says to be able to attack it in certain ways um, from different things.
That's so funny.
Uh,
Martin Kaminsky says if the ATF was serious about weapons that can't be aimed, they should outlaw iron sights and scopes. Very good. And yes, the spinning rat of knowledge. Sorry, go ahead. I totally cut you off.
oh no, it's just there's going to be other lawsuits. I would look towards the Northern District of Texas. I believe that there's probably going to be at least two going in there, but I expect to see lawsuits from the Big Four.
Okay. Now let me ask you this.
SAF, GOA, NRA. Yeah, NRA too, and
Dude, this
FPC.
this is honestly what I'm tired of hearing people say. Free tax stamps. It's time for me to get my free tax stamp. Like, are you serious? Like, people don't understand that this is a direct. I mean, this is literally the definition of governmental overreach, sacrificing your privacy, your freedom, your liberty, your independence. Boom, to save $200. Like, come the fuck on. Your brace was $200. The bison kit. Soldier girl, thank you. Appreciate it. Um, so here's the thing, and this is what I wanted to say before we start. The FFLs will comply. That's kind of what will make it work. So braces themselves aren't outlawed, aren't banned. They're totally lawful
No.
to still sell, right? That's like saying stocks are banned.
Yeah.
You
Well,
can't.
if you read the rule, it actually says nothing in this rule outlaws braces.
Yeah. Now, the reason I wanted to bring that up was because today I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stop by and grab this brace for my MP5. It's a little MP5K. It's the Century Arms AP5 M, AP5M, and it's the MKE built MP5K, right? So I went and stopped by a gun store. This was in stock yesterday, okay? And I pull up, I run in there, I go to grab the brace. Their whole wall of braces is gone. So I assume, like, okay, they must be sold out. Maybe all the shit, like, it was dropped and then all these people came in and just cleared out all the braces. So I went and talked to one of the dudes that I know there. And I was like, hey, you guys had this brace here yesterday. I was wondering if I could pick it up. And he said, no, the brace law is in effect and they've been banned. I'm like, what? So you guys hear what I'm saying when I'm talking about, like, how, an article drops here, a video drops here, somebody says this, and then they make a video, then it's just this huge ass game of telephone, and no one is actually reading the, verbiage from the ATF. And personally, I think the shit with the frames and receivers was a little different too. Yeah, that's what we're talking about, tuck firings. It's not law. That's the irony in it, right? This is kind of the joke. Hoffman Tactical, what's up, brother? Um, gun stores today had a mix of braces on guns for sale. See, that's the thing. Like, the fact that people that are in our industry that are selling these products are so misinformed, that's a joke. So they did not stand on the side of freedom. So I walked. So I left. So anyway, I think it's hilarious that people in our industry that are literally selling the products to people, that's their freedom and independence. That's it's just sad. And I would never expect an FFL or an SOT or anybody to break the law, right? But if they took the time to actually educate themselves on the rule and looked at it, they would literally be able to see that they say the braces themselves aren't outlawed or illegal, right? And they would just be able to sell them. It's like, come on, bro, come on. And they would also see that what it says that the next business day it takes effect. So that would be Monday's a holiday. So what, Tuesday? Bro, Jay the Shooter, trust me, I'm with you. I got 1,000 jigs at the crib. I'm with you. Shout out to Jay the Shooter, who has a super dope channel. Check him out. Same BS is when piss poor media like CNN keeps saying there's no guns in the UK. Yeah, no guns and no gun violence. It's just people that are completely uneducated on the topic. Yeah, and the other thing is that the ATF can't waive the tax stamp. They cannot. What was the
They
initial
collect.
term?
Yeah, they are the collection agency, but they can not collect it, but they
Yeah,
can't waive it. You still technically owe it.
and that also means that they technically could come back later and ask for the tax. They probably won't, right? But isn't that hey, I appreciate you, Jay the Shooter. Thank you, brother. But couldn't they technically come back and ask for it?
Yeah, technically.
Because it's not um what do you call, what's the word? I'm totally lacking on the word.
Forbearance.
Well, that's what they're doing. They're doing a forbearance. It was a um I don't know, it doesn't matter. The whatever
Amnesty.
word, amnesty, that's right, yeah. Which is why, by the way, I think this is exactly why we have amnesty from the machine gun ban of May of 1986. Well, not the ban, but I think right now, I think this is our May of 1986. And it would be hilarious if in 10 years pistol braces cost $30,000. I wouldn't be surprised though. Okay, so reading from the document in the
All right. Hey guys, I'm gonna take off.
all right, brother, I appreciate you.
I just wanted to stop by because
Well,
you asked
thank
me
you.
to.
Thank you
So
for stopping by.
yeah, Jay, man, we gotta get together. All right.
Yeah,
See you guys.
um, I'm talking with Jay the Shooter on setting up an outdoor shooting thing. So let's talk about doing that one day soon.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. All right.
All right, brother.
All
Take
right,
it
we'll see
easy.
you. Bye bye.
Rich, you still with us? One Love Design with the
Yes,
556 super chat. I
but of
appreciate
course
you,
I am.
brother. Thank you, Rich. One Love Design with the 556 super chat. He says, "Smash that like button." You could also like that smash button. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you. Love the caliber selection on the on the super chat. Thank you. Hey, and 1776 Supply Co. By the way, if you guys did not see what 1776 Supply Co. The video that they dropped on their
Oh,
Instagram,
that's killer.
yeah, it's a whole series. All the commercials that they're doing, all the shit that they're filming. Keep an eye, like go back and watch every single one. You'll be like, "Oh, that's the dude from he was in the first, and then he's the guy at the bar, and then that's the dude killed with the Glotus, and then that it's dope, it's dope, and you guys may even see a jig commercial coming up in the future. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Um, what's up, Kurt? Kurt keeps changing his profile picture. That ish is hilarious. Barton Fink, Paul Bald, Fire Rider, what up? Corn Pop, good to see you. Sport Brand, Jackson, Detective John Kimball, Pending, Illinois Felon. I appreciate you being here. Techno, what up? All right, let's go ahead and jump into it. So naturally, it says action. Final rule. Now, I want you guys to remember that on 8/24 of this year, the ATF also said that they had their final rule for unfinished frames and receivers. And then they came back. Big Fish, I'll be out to Vegas on Wednesday. I'm only going to be there for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for SHOT Show. And Rich, you're going to be out there Monday through Friday, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna be leaving Saturday like noonish.
Oh, Saturday. Okay, so Monday through Saturday.
Yeah. I just because I got like I think a noon flight out.
Gotcha. Okay. Fish, when you getting out there? I'm still thinking the tannerite filled taxidermy dogs is a solid idea. I think that's the play we should be working on. Bro, if you check out tannerite.dog.com, you'll notice that that domain has been procured already.
What? Who bought that?
I don't know.
TennerDog.com.
Appreciate the call out. Should a weekly episode release with Doctor Designs? Ooh, that'd be dope. A weekly episode? Hell yeah. That would be fire. The other thing, I mean, if we're really committed to this, what you need is a reactive plate carrier. Okay. But maybe I shouldn't get into to all that. So the funny thing is that the ATF, when they dropped their final rule, their 396 page final rule for the unfinished frames and receivers, that they themselves listed as non-functional, unfinished frames and receivers, it's crazy. They say that it was the final rule, and then about 45 days after they published it, they put out a 24-page clarification, which is them changing it, right? They said it could never be changed. It could not only never be changed, even
How
in the
that?
midst of the Supreme Court ruling, it could not be changed.
So they say.
So they say, right? But I mean,
And
they
they're in
can't
no
say that.
position to make these. You know, they're an agency. Anything going on in an agency can be changed,
Yeah, no, they
and
can't.
very
They
likely
can't do
will
that.
be.
They know how we go. The moment that something is in writing, our industry, um, Dark's gonna shit post the ATF booth at SHOT Show. Trust me, there's some peaceful things planned for when we're out of Vegas and we see the ATF booth at SHOT Show. But that's the thing. They're trying to weasel the shit in there. They're saying that this could never be changed. This final rule for unfinished frames and receivers can never be changed, right?
When did they start using that terminology, final rule?
I mean, it was the name of the document from the April prior to that.
Yeah.
Technically, it was the 2021 5F, which was the redefinition and final rule or something along those lines. But it's ridiculous, man. It's all just a bunch of bullshit that a rogue agency with no legislation, with no, I mean, this is an actual law. There's no act of Congress. This is them publishing their opinions and then, basically enforcing it with the full force of the law because they can file these into buckets of laws, right? Like this is filed under 18 USC. This is filed at like the laws already exist, right? The law for the penalties of having an illegal machine gun or unregistered SBR or unregistered can or whatever it is, those already exist. It's fiat law. That's the only way I could explain it. And I don't even want to use the word law in the same sentence. Oh, it's more than constructive intent. Initially, they were asking for pictures. They were saying, send us a picture of your braced pistol, right? Because there's amnesty. Okay. So if you send a picture of what they are saying is already an SBR, and in their pictures, they were showing shit with vertical grips on pistols and just the most bizarre shit. It didn't even make sense. So really, you would be in possession based on their ridiculous opinion. They would be in possession of an illegal, unregistered SBR that's completed. Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. ATF stated in the Texas Suppressor Freedom lawsuit, silencers aren't arms and therefore not protected from taxing. So what are SBRs and machine guns? That's an excellent point. I honestly think the NFA, excuse me, I honestly think that the NFA should be completely dissolved, and there's absolutely no. It's bullshit. There's no footing that these are the same people that back in the early 1930s with the Miller case with the sawed-off shotgun. These are the same people that said your sawed-off shotgun is not protected by the Second Amendment because it's not a military arm that's actively being used, right? Because if the and this is their, what they were saying, if the Second Amendment is made to protect the arms of the men and women in the militia, and the men and women are holding arms that are not actively used in the military or militia, then they're not protected under the Second Amendment. Now, fast forward to 90 years later, the big fight is those are military arms. Those are arms that the military is using, so therefore you shouldn't be able to have that. I mean, they're literally 180. They're completely changing their argument. Yeah, US First Miller, not unlimited. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And that's the thing, picks to build a case. Like, I don't know, right? I'm not gonna say that everything is a setup. Everything is a setup. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna say everything is a setup, but it's definitely odd that they were originally asking for that. It seems that they have foregone the list. So the little checklist where you actually put plus 1 point, plus 2 points, plus 3 points, right? So that's gone. And then it seems that they've also foregone the pictures. So, if for some reason people out there, if they do want to register their brace pistol out of fear of, what did they say in the town? Out of fear of trafficking sex for cigarettes or something like that. If somebody out there really desires to, which I I can't tell anybody what to do, but I'll tell you right now, I have no intention of complying. Absolutely no intention at all. What they're doing is illegal. It is completely unlawful. It is illegal. It is wrong. It is immoral. They're doing it with no act of Congress. There's zero legislation. They're publishing opinions, right? And then they're backing it with the full force of the law. It's total bullshit.
Indeed. And Dark, you know BS when you see it or hear it.
Yeah, yeah. I would like to say that overwhelming their servers with pictures of butt plugs. That actually would be hilarious.
So,
Mark Tucker, what up?
do you think that the ATF doing that crazy points thing was so the overwhelming number of comments would be based on the points?
Say it one more time. I was reading this. Sorry.
So, was the points on the brace, assigning everything points and then saying, well, it may have below 5 points, but we may still consider it a short-barreled rifle, SBR,
Yeah.
SBS. Do
Yes,
you
and
think that was them planning on, well, we'll just get a lot of people writing in about this, but not other things, and that then they say, oh, well, we'll just drop this. See, that appeases 80% of the people who wrote in.
I mean, possibly. I mean, they basically said that even if it's not just the brace, it's the weight, it's the length of pull. It's now, guys, keep in mind this doesn't apply, right? Like the checklist no longer applies, but that's just what we're kind of touching on right now. So it was the fact of if it had a brace or not. It was the total weight of the firearm. It was the length of pull, right? It was the sighting system. If you had a an optic with limited eye relief, then what they were saying was that, well, that would mean that you would have to shoulder it or put it close to your shoulder or put it on your cheek or whatever, right? So they could always find a way, even if it wasn't the brace itself. William Baloney, I know that's likely not how you say your last name, but William Baloney, new Chenamemba. Everybody, if you guys could give him a stroking in the chat, that would be awesome. Thank you, William, and welcome to the Dilder Glowy Squad, my man, or Woe Man, or whatever You are. Thank you. But yeah, I mean, basically, they could have just arbitrarily been like, yeah, that's an SBR. I mean, dude, they're okay. This is the ATF, okay, and I want to touch on something. Um, pending Illinois felon said, which is Madam Man Against the Masses. Um, Section 1.3 Administration and Enforcement of Federal Firearms Laws. ATF continues to have the authority to administer and enforce federal firearms laws. Okay. The issue here is that we're not talking about firearms. We're talking about firearms and firearms accessories. I mean, we're talking about propane accessories. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, King of the Hill joke, bad joke, dad joke. They should not have the ability to completely run the industry, right? They can't run every single thing about the industry. They do not have the authority to just enforce your accessories. They have no jurisdiction over accessories. Now, if the accessories turn the item into an unlawful, like if it's an auto sear, right? That's a let's say drop in auto sear, Glock switch, or whatever you want to say. If it's a drop in auto sear, then I could understand. I don't agree with it, but I could understand from their perspective that yes, when you drop in that little whatever, that turns the firearm into a machine gun. So therefore, that item by itself would be a machine gun. But that this brace, I don't know. They don't have the authority or the jurisdiction to enforce rules on your accessories and then put the full weight of federal law behind it. I mean,
Like I always say, with regards to the ATF, don't put your junk in crazy.
Yeah. I don't know if people really understand that. You want to go in a little more detail on that?
Well, so there's I grew up in a very German family, so everything was right or wrong, and there was a chasm between them that you could not cross. There was no gray. And
You may also have to explain what a chasm is, but that's okay. We can
a
get back to
valley,
it.
a void,
Yeah.
something like uncrossable barren area.
Yeah, a
And
large. Yeah, go ahead.
so there's actual court cases where the ATF argues that a silencer is a firearm, and then there's actual court cases where the ATF argues that a silencer is not a firearm. And as we say about putting your member in crazy, like watch out for the crazy ones, same thing, same rules apply to the ATF. Because it seems logical, rational, reasonable, doesn't mean it works that way with the ATF. It just seems to me that I don't know any other field of law, and I hate saying field of law because the law should be simple and everybody should understand it. Law should not be too complex. Where is there a field of law that is so crazy to adhere to, that the rules are like if you dimple or mark an area, that's a machine gun? It's like, no.
Yeah. And not only would that dimple over, the where the third hole would be on like an AR, for an example, there is so much more that needs to be done than just drill that hole, even if you have the parts.
Which again goes into the crazy part. So if, let's just say you had the third hole drilled, but you don't have parts, you don't have, nope, that's a machine gun.
That's in their eyes, that's a machine gun.
Just the same way, a card with an embossing on it that could open beer bottles is a machine gun.
Don't get me started on that shit. Yeah, no, that's crazy. Bob, I did get. I just saw it popped up here. Thank you. Um, here's the thing, man. We're talking about an agency that is over the last year told us. I mean, over the last 100 years, they've been overreaching and encroaching on all of our natural rights. But we're talking about an agency that over the last year has told us we are doubling in size, we're 3xing our budget, and now all these other NGOs and governmental agencies and they're getting strapped up. They're getting machine guns and ammo, hundreds of thousands of rounds, in some cases millions of rounds, like weird shit, like the USDA and also um,
Post office
the post office, and the
and
weirdest of them all,
student loan department.
the Railroad Retirement Agency. Like what? Like this is looking like let's do whatever we can to document everything that the armed military age males that the government hates and wants to die own, and then let's build the biggest army that we can to I mean, we are the enemy. They've shown that to us over and over, but specifically over the last year they've said we're going to double in size, we're going to 3x our budget, and you are the enemy. So I wonder what their goal is.
I don't understand.
So now what they're
What could you
saying,
mean?
I mean, in my eyes, me putting a pistol brace on my firearms, that's compliance. That is me being a good boy, so I don't go to jail, right? So I can still be free and be with my family and take part in the community and actually take part in 2A advocacy, right? Teach people how to build guns, to like do what I can to help further the movement. But
I'm just so freaking fed up.
yeah, I'm with you. Especially the part that really irks me the most is the fact that we're talking about buffer tubes now.
Right, right. But again, I keep going back to, all right, these horrifically deadly pistol braces. Let's see how deadly they are.
Yeah.
We need to, we need to regulate swimming pools and automobiles because of how deadly they are. And I know of like one or two crimes ever committed with a suppressor. I know of, I think, 2 or 3 crimes in like the last 50 years committed with a machine gun. I know of 0 crimes committed with a brace. You can't tell me, like, it maybe I could see if you had oh boy, like the A team Mini 14 with a folding brace or folding stock, however you want to call it.
Okay.
Maybe that would make sense. But if I have a folding brace on a Glock, well, the Glock itself I can more easily conceal than a Glock with a folding brace.
That's
Like if
correct.
their complaint is, well, it makes something more concealable. Well, not a Glock, unless it's a new Glock AR, but that's not officially out yet.
But yeah, which we may or may well, no, we can't go there. Um, the thing is with like a Glock chassis, their argument is the opposite, right? So it's like, okay, your AR pistols, your AK pistols, it's saying that with those short barrels, barrels less than 16 inches, or shotguns with barrels less than 18 inches, with those shortened barrels, they're more concealable and therefore are more likely to be used in, mass tragic events. Okay, so then you take, like you said, something with a Glock and put a chassis on it. They're saying, well, it's less concealable, but it's still concealable and it can be more effective at, longer ranges. Like, what if we start regulating everything like this with their opinions that change all the time, right? We'll
Mhm.
be left with nothing. We cannot accept this. We cannot allow this to happen. Like, we have to be the ones, we have to be the generations, the few generations that are actually willing to stand up, um, and say no peacefully, of course.
Well,
And any
one
law
of
that's repugnant to the Constitution is null and void.
for sure, for sure. One of the things that I find amazing is is that people will say, "Well, just kind of like the bump stock." I said this, but again, I was publicly against it. I'm never going to own a bump stock. I don't see a reason to own a bump stock, but it's nibbling away at our rights. And I've said this many times. I was working a job in Wisconsin, up in Green Bay, and all of the guys I worked with hunted, but they did not understand why anyone would want to own an AR-15. It's like I was a consultant. I'm not talking firearms, but the conversation came up, and I just like shut up and listened. And they didn't get it. They didn't get that. In I'm saying this to people now that if you say, "Well, I don't care about braces. I don't own a braced firearm." Well, now it's not even a braced firearm. It's the AR pistol. I have two AR-15 pistols in 5.56, and I have one in 9 mil. All of a sudden, these things are illegal because
Because they're
they don't
they're
even have a
going
brace.
off they're going off they're using braces, right? But really, they're going off of any rifle with a barrel less than 16 inches, right? And
Hmm.
any shotgun with a barrel less than 18 and a half inches. Because they knew that, we were enjoying our liberties and our freedoms and our independence, by utilizing braces, complying and utilizing braces. But this is excuse me, this is the bullshit. But those same people that you're talking about, how could you ever sit down and describe to them that the arms that you have, the arms, the gear, the ammo, the body armor, whatever, is not for hunting. It's for self-preservation to include a tyrannical government. They could not ever imagine a time that one would need to use their firearms against their own government or an invading government.
Oh yeah, yeah. And don't get me wrong. Now I have some number of AR platform firearms. I never wanted to own an AR. I thought ARs were stupid. That's why my first rifle was a Mini 14. But look, the AR was like a Chevy 350, back in the 80s. Like there's every part known to man, and if you want one that's super lightweight, if you want all of a sudden the light went on for me saying, "Wow, I wasn't against the AR, but I just didn't want to be one of the sheeple." Well, guess what? I drank the AR Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I mean, I think all of us did. My first rifle was a Wasser 1063 when I was 18. And I'm sorry, I totally forgot to mention this. Is you bring up an excellent point. Um, the whole thing with bump stocks, right? Like, I never owned a bump stock, never used one. I thought they were stupid and whatever, right? But that is the literal individual reason why we are here right now, because the ATF, because of an executive order, the ATF was allowed to start the conversation about accessories.
Hmm.
Now, they've done some things in the past, right? But that literally started the pathway that brought us here right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I can't give any advice or tell anyone what to do, but I could, personally say that, I have no intention of complying to this, and I think that though there will be, cases, there's already, a case being brought forth in the fifth district. Um, I think this is the opportunity where all of us stand up and peacefully decline to engage in their opinions, right? And I see a lot of people coming in saying, uh, "It's not law. It's not law. It's not law." We know it's not law. If you ever hear us reference any of this bullshit as law, you have to understand that it is we're trolling them or joking about what they call law, right? Like you're preaching to the choir. And this so ego death brings up a good point. The Constitution actually has very little to do with this, right? A lot of people lean on the Constitution and they say these are my constitutional rights. This is my Second Amendment right. No, these are your natural rights. Hold on one second, My daughter will give me one second.
Yeah, well, here's the whole thing. That's a wrong. The Constitution is a document of negative liberties. It's putting guardrails around your natural rights. It's limiting what the federal government can do. That's what the Constitution is all about. It specifies things the federal government can do, and then it specifies things the federal government can't do. Now, the First Amendment guarantees 5 rights, and it says these are the rights of the people, they're protected. So it's press, religion, petition the government, assembly, and speech. So a lot of people forget, they think First Amendment is speech only, but it protects five, 5 different freedoms. Now, also, the other thing people get wrong is that the concept of separation of church and state. There is no such thing. And anybody that tells you such thing is ignorant of the law. What it did do, the First Amendment and freedom of religion, is it said the federal government cannot have a state religion. At the time, some states had state religions, believe it or not. So the Fed could not impose a religion upon us. So there is no quote unquote separation of church and state. There is no state sponsored religion, is what that means. So the Second Amendment tells the federal government shall not be infringed, which means the federal government shall make no rules on these things. And the reason the Second Amendment does that is because we just fought the world superpower, England, with muskets and farmers behind trees, and part of their plan was to take our guns and to take our ammo. So we would not be able to fight against them. And we said, hey, this is America. We're creating a new country. And one of our rules is we will have armed citizenry. And it says keep and bear. So realistically, your carry permit is the Second Amendment. Now, again, I'm not encouraging you people to go out and do bad things or wrong things and get yourself in jail. I do have a Florida carry permit. My wife has a Florida carry permit. I carry according to the law. Why? Well, I don't like the Gray Bar Motel, and I don't want to spend money defending myself. And God bless the people out there that have bigger balls than I do, that challenge the laws. I believe that's where organizations like GOA come into play. Firearms Policy Coalition. These are organizations that are doing the work to protect your rights. And I hope that if you guys consider contributing to a gun rights organization, FPC and GOA are the top 2 in your mind. I know a lot of people at the GOA. I don't know a lot of people at the FPC. But I know the GOA is not throwing its money away. They're very responsible shepherds of your donations. So it really is just repugnant. And the founding fathers wrote that it's our duty not to comply with unconstitutional laws. And again, I'm not telling people to not comply with the law, but the concept of peaceful noncompliance in this country has really gone by the wayside. And if you burn down cities, that's a mostly peaceful protest. But if you go to DC and stay within the stanchions and walk on the carpet only, then you're overthrowing the government. It's an armed insurrection, which I just think is nuts. Be careful of how the news reports things to you. Do your own thinking when the media talks and when the politicians talk. And I'm sick of being called a radical because I believe in the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. Because these things, I really believe were divinely inspired, that God has shown his favor on our country, and he has blessed us in a way that is so unbelievable and so abundant that we are the benefactors of. And the United States of America is the most generous country in the world. We have blessed the rest of the world with our generosity, with our charitable giving. And when people tell you that this country is bad, or that it's not the best, it's not as good as it should be, why? Why? Just empirically. I don't need to know any further facts other than people are walking thousands of miles to get here. That they're getting on rickety little rafts to leave Cuba in shark-infested water to get to Florida. I've met these people. I've met people like that in Costa Rica that got on a raft, like their family got on a raft in Cuba. And the guy, I think he lost his mom, and he was an orphan, and was doing good for himself in Costa Rica. Like I say on a regular basis, I believe that politics is like a toilet. It needs to be flushed on a regular basis. Politicians, the whole concept of the House of Representatives was that these people would come for a 2-year term and probably go back to whatever business they were in before they were in politics. It wasn't supposed to be a career like Joe Biden. He got out of college, never had a real job, and was in politics the whole time. It's up to all of you to get out there and run for office, run for local office, run for school board, run for town, county, state, and federal offices, to depose these people that are just repugnant to our American way. And that's the only way we're going to get change, is that if good people like you that are hearing me say this go out there and get elected and start making change. Thanks, buddy. I'm doing this all ad hoc. I mean, maybe if you've listened to me long enough, I've probably said all of these bits and pieces, and at over a year, over months, I don't know how long. But it really is up to us to, and I mean in a peaceful, positive way, to take the country back from these people that have a death grip on it and are strangling it. We need to become the voices in these political offices that are standing up for our rights. Toy Town Inc. I started going to school board meetings. I'm the only parent there. Oh Lord, no. But dude, Palm Beach. There are a couple of things. I've never been to a school board meeting in Palm Beach County, but my wife goes all the time. and they started packing that boardroom. And a couple of things are just so offensive to me. First off, I would expect it to look like a school gym. No, this looks really nice. Like they blew a stink load of money on this, school board office. The other thing is you get like 2 or 3 minutes to speak. There's no commentary. There's no Q&A. There's no. It's like, oh God. It's like let's throw back a few drinks, and it's the night when we have the public school board meeting, and we got to listen to all of these citizens tell us how they're mad at us. And that's crazy wrong. So it's unfortunate that the school board doesn't matter what you say. They're going to do whatever the hell they want. And the only way to change that is to get elected at the school board level and, depose these people, meaning get them out of office. Because it's crazy. It's great. I mean, like Dark and John, they're in, I don't know if I should say what county, but their school board is nutso. And I think the superintendent of schools gets like 300 grand a year here in Palm Beach, and it's been a revolving door. And I'm pretty sure they have, a buku retirement plan. So it's crazy. It's really crazy. And the thing that bothers me here is, first off, Palm Beach County has the highest taxes in the state of Florida on property. And also, they have the highest gas taxes legally allowable. We do now have a Republican majority in Palm Beach County, but cross our fingers that things go our way. I have zero faith in politicians. So my wife and I have a conversation, and we're talking about documents being found at Joe Biden's garage, Joe Biden's house, Joe Biden's office. And good job on holding back doxing Rich. So, and Dark's real name is Dave, just in case you're wondering. And I do have his address.
Bro.
I didn't know you're there.
Thanks, man. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I was just filibustering.
Good call. Let me see. Yeah, and I apologize, guys. I keep having to pop up. My daughter is like, "Oh, you're doing something else? Oh, it's important? Okay, I'm gonna wake up 3 times in 30 minutes."
Is she feeling okay?
Yeah, I mean, she's just like a little under the weather. She's not like sick, but because she's a little under the weather, she's she just needs the daddy.
Yeah. And can we tell the audience something just personal between us?
Sure.
Dark and I both have mono.
At the same time.
At the same time.
We both got it at the same time, and it both went away at the same time.
Oh, you got rid of yours? Crap.
Yeah, I mean, it's bacterial. It's 2023, so this is why this is funny. Like when we talk about people are like, but I know COVID was bad, but what if the Black Plague hits? Like, we'll take antibiotics.
Yeah,
Back then, okay, people couldn't handle that shit.
Yeah,
nowadays, yeah, we'll be all right. Now, of course, like, look, we know, like hospitals can get backed up, like pharmacies can get backed up, but we'll be all right, y'all. We'll be all right.
Well, so last year at SHOT, I was taking ivermectin while I was at SHOT last year. So I'm a little worried. I'm going into SHOT with like just I don't know if I got allergies going for about a month or two, but something's going.
Monoclonal antibodies. Oh, that's great. The kissing disease, that's correct. Dude, both of my kids have mono, says Jackson. That's brutal. That's rough. So I do want to hit some of this really quickly, man. I apologize. I've been basically in and out for like 30 plus minutes, but I think it's important that we discuss some of this here. So when we go to SHOT Show, I would like to organize some type of very peaceful protest at the ATF booth at SHOT Show, with all the media there, with all the real media there, and all the alt media there, all the YouTubers. Like, that's going to get a lot of movement, right? So I think that's important to do. And I also think this is when we, stand up and say no to the ruling on pistol braces, the ruling on unfinished frames and receivers. This is when we have to stick up for ourselves and be like, you know what? No, these were our ways of complying with you. You're taking away, like, out of the kindness of my heart. I was like, I'll put a pistol brace on it, even though I think pistol braces are stupid. But because I desire to be free, I will put a pistol brace on it instead of putting a stuck on it, right? Like this is my the pistol braces and shit. Like, that was my gift to them. Of course, I get to remain free, but they're taking that. This is bullshit with their opinions. It's crazy. Mostly peaceful protest, just like BLM.
Yeah, we won't burn anything at SHOT.
Yeah, not at SHOT Show. Not at SHOT Show. Unless there's something, like designed to. No, I'm just kidding. Let me stop.
Did you get invited to any cool parties at SHOT?
I mean, there may be one that I was invited to, but I can't really talk about it yet.
Okay.
Proposed rule. It was proposed pre Federal Registry. This is their final rule, which is actually what I wanted to discuss. Can you see that clearly on the?
Oh, hell no! I'm on my phone.
Let me see if this helps.
Seeing iDog would help. That could read.
Mononucleosis.
I think we need to figure out how to do a DLD After Dark where the guest host is ChatGPT.
ChatGPT, what?
You have been using ChatGPT?
No, I have not, but that would be dope.
Oh.
I would definitely do that. I have no kit, only Speedos. If I saw somebody running around like in like this straight up like boog, SHTF, WROL, whatever you want to call it, in a Speedo with a rifle slung
Banana
on
hammock.
him. Yeah, with like extra mags tucked in the Speedo.
in a banana mag in their AR.
Yeah. I got a few laying around here, but they're too far away
A
to
banana mag and the banana hammock.
Yeah, ChatGPT is scary, Rich.
Dude, it's totally freaking messed up. Although I found I've asked it to generate some code for me, and it did mess up on some things.
Yeah, I mean it's got its errors,
But I'm shocked at what it got right.
Dang, I come back and current your profile picture has evolved remarkably. I'm actually really impressed by that.
I didn't know you could just. I thought you only got so many profile pic changes, or is it name changes on your profile?
I think it's I think you can change your name a few times. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. And sorry, guys, I'm trying to speak quietly because my daughter has woken up like 3 times. So yeah. So okay. So let's take a look. So this does say action final rule. Okay. Now the summary. In summation, the Department of Justice, or the DOJ, is amending the regulations of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, or the ATF, to clarify when a rifle is designed, made, and intended to be fired from the shoulder, specifically under the Gun Control Act, or the GCA, of 1968, and the National Firearms Act of 1934, the NFA. The definition of rifle shall include a weapon that is equipped with an accessory component or other rearward attachment, e.g., a stabilizing brace, that provides surface area that allows the weapon to be fired from the shoulder, provided other factors, as described in this preamble and in the amended regulations, indicate that the weapon is designed, made, and intended to be fired from the shoulder. Dates. Effective date. This rule is effective. Insert date of publication in the Federal Register. Okay, so even though that this was announced Friday, it was said that the next business day was when it was going to be in effect. Now, braces are not illegal. It actually says in this document that braces are not illegal. And one of my local gun shops removed all the braces because I went to go buy one today. And I know I already mentioned this on the stream earlier, but just for anybody out there that runs an FFL, that runs like, a gun shop, a parts store, I know we got, a lot of people out here that run businesses and shit like that. Please just live on the side of freedom. Okay. Even if you think braces are banned, like just read the document. Like I'm not like a scholar, right? I'm just a dude with a YouTube channel. I am literally talking to a computer right now. And I'm just a dude trying to read this to you guys. Like the least people could do is like people in this industry, like just read the shit so you know when you're right or wrong. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Sorry, anything on that, Rich?
No, you got it covered.
Compliance date. Any weapons with stabilizing braces or similar attachments that constitute rifles under the NFA must be registered no later than insert date 120 days after date of publication in the Federal Registry. For further information, contact douchebag, asshole, cunt and hair, fuckface, ATF, BTFE, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now let me get on here. So basically, they go through background, proposed rulemaking, analysis of comments, department of responses, final rule. Okay, so that's 5. Definition of rifle. Okay, hang on. So I do. Okay, actually, you know what? Let's hit this real quick. A summary of regulatory action. This executive summary provides an overview of the relevant statutory definitions, a brief overview regarding the regulatory background prompting the issuance of a rule, a description of the earlier published notice of proposed rulemaking, a description of this final rule after consideration of the comments received on the NPRM, and an overview of options for persons affected by this rule. Nothing in this rule bans stabilizing braces. Okay, we heard that right. Nothing in this rule bans stabilizing braces or the use of stabilizing braces. You still with me? I think Rich fell asleep. You guys hear that? Oh yeah. That beautiful the beautiful ATF verbiage will put them right to sleep. Rich just fell asleep in front of 100 people. Kurt24, thank you for the super chat, brother. I appreciate you. $5 super chat. F the ATF. Which, just so all you guys know, I do have a website. It's a business. It is called dldhardware.com, where I sell jigs and gunsmithing parts so people can build guns. And I've sold about 1,500 jigs. I have handwritten F the ATF on every single one of them. Now I want you guys to take a moment and listen.
Don't listen.
Rich, you literally just fell asleep in front of 100 people.
Yes, I know. Yeah, I gotta go. I'm dogging it.
You're good, dude. I appreciate you coming in and hanging out, and thank you.
All right,
Everyone,
man.
go follow Flying Rich.
Thanks, buddy.
All right,
Good night.
later. We will never be able to duplicate that. Again, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. Um, Okay, so real quick on this, and then we're gonna have to end this after a few key points. So nothing in this rule bans stabilizing braces or the use of stabilizing braces on pistols. However, firearms with an attached brace device may be subject to statutory and regulatory requirements depending on the firearm's objective design features. So they're saying that if there is any feature where it appears in their opinion that it has been designed to be shouldered, that it's an unregistered SBR. This is where they're saying that even a pistol buffer tube, a 1-inch cylindrical piece of aluminum, is potentially illegal here. Now, just like they've come back and they've made changes and they have edited their final rule for frames and receivers, they've made clarification, publications. They've come back and done another open letter and all this shit. They'll probably do the same thing, but hold on, my bad, I'm way far behind on chat. Let me go back. Mike McClune, another $5 super chat. Thank you, brother. AFT can eat a bag of dicks. Beautiful. Couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you, Mike McClune. He said, bro, that fucker was snoring up a wet dream. I know. But the funny thing is, like, after he was snoring, he was like, I know. Like, he just sounded so awake because I think he realized what he had done. And I think I heard, like, the bag of chips wrinkling while he fell asleep. So I could just picture him falling asleep with his hand inside the bag of chips. Oh, that was great. Clip that for a short for sure. Oh, I'm definitely gonna get. He will never be able to live that down. That's gonna be. That totally made my night. I'm fucking cracking up over here. Every type of snore at Flying Rich on his next show. Oh, bro, we're going. Yep. See, y'all know me. This is gonna be a beautiful thing. I'm so grateful I kept this going. I gotta say, the third time after my daughter woke up, I was like, all right, I gotta cut the stream, but I'm so glad that I kept it going. Okay. I sent Rich an IG message saying, wake the F up. That's awesome. Fuckers will never stop moving the goalpost. So true. In a recliner, probably. Wet dream and some Doritos. Oh, no, that's a bit. Of course they did. Corn pop. Okay. All right. So let's get back to it, y'all. Okay. So as we said, nothing in this rule bans stabilizing braces. So to that gun store that I walked into where they said they've been banned, it's the new law. It's not law, number one. They've not been banned. If you just took a moment to read it, it literally says that it does not ban stabilizing braces. Like, come on. Anyway, I'll go back a little bit because we had some more people come in here. However, firearms with an attached brace device may be subject to statutory and regulatory requirements depending on the firearm's objective design features and other factors, as discussed in this rule. Furthermore, this rule does not impose any new legal obligations on owners of stabilizing braces. Okay, you guys hear that? So it doesn't impose any new legal obligations on owners of stabilizing braces. So if you just own a brace, you could own a warehouse of braces, no implications. It's all about the way that they. And please, guys, as I read this, please don't ever think that these reflect my thoughts and beliefs, okay? Because I'm a fucking anarchist at heart. Instead, this rule merely conveys more clearly to the public the objective design features and other factors. Basically, they're saying if they think it was designed to be shouldered, then that's that. It's an SBR if the barrel is less than 16 and a half inches. The other interesting thing is that they say that if one of the options of making a firearm compliant is if you have, let's say you have an AR with a pistol stabilizing brace, they say that you can just put a 16-inch upper on it, and that would make it lawful. But then in their pictures, they have a picture of what appears to be, it may be a 14.5 inch, but let's just say it appears to be a full size 16-inch upper with a vertical grip and a pistol stabilizer. Do they not understand how, I mean, this is as clear as mud, right? They're making this as difficult to dissect and understand as we possibly can, as they possibly can, sorry. And then they show a picture of an MP5K with the added vertical grip, like the HK, vertical grip, and a brace, and then they call it an SBR. Well, would that be an SBR or would that be an AOW? And then of course on the other one, the AR, they don't notate what the barrel length is. They just say short barreled rifle, short barrel, like what? Okay, and let's say there are folks out there that are like, you know what, Dark, I'm down with what you're saying, but I'm just going to register my braced pistol. Let's say there are people out there right now, and look, no shade, whatever, you do what you want. If there are people out there that are like, I'm going to register a braced pistol, then that's fine. You do what you do. But there's no clarity on if once people register their braced pistol, since it's not going to be registered as a braced pistol, it's going to be registered as a short-barreled rifle. Can you just throw a stock on it after they register it, or can you throw a vertical grip on it after that, or what? Like, what? Where's the clarity here for the people that do intend on complying, which are not me? I'm just saying. Remember, about a year and a half ago, I think was the first time I said, your government hates you and wants you dead. There you go. They want a reason to hold 10 years in jail and $250,000 in fines over your head. The GCA definition of firearm is broad and includes any weapon, including a starter gun, which will or is designed to, or that may readily be converted to, expel a projectile by the action of an explosive. This definition, so would that mean a potato gun is? Well, whatever. I don't want to give them any ideas. This definition does not include an antique firearm because we all know antique firearms are not dangerous. The GCA additionally provides definitions for the terms rifle and short-barreled rifle, 18 USC 921A7A8. A rifle is defined as a weapon designed or redesigned, made or remade, and intended to be fired from the shoulder, and designed or redesigned and made or remade to use the energy of an explosive to fire only a single projectile through a rifled bore for each single pull of the trigger that should have been updated to each function of the trigger. This may be used in the future to come after binary triggers. I'm just saying. Call me crazy, but it is what it is. Okay, a short-barreled rifle is defined as a rifle having one or more barrels less than 16 inches in length, and any weapon made from a rifle, whether by alteration, modification, or otherwise, if such weapon, as modified, has an overall length of less than 26 inches. The GCA imposes specific controls on the interstate transport of short-barreled rifles and requires FFLs to receive approval from the Attorney General prior to the sale of a short-barreled rifle. Fuck off. The GCA also defines the term handgun as a firearm which has a short stock and is designed, that's not confusing at all to people, right? And is designed to be held and fired by the use of a single hand. When was the last time you saw somebody firing a handgun with one single hand that wasn't like specifically trying to work on that skill? I'm just saying. And any combination of parts from which a firearm described in subparagraph A can be assembled. A pistol, which is a type of handgun, is defined under 27 CFR 47811, blah, 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 blah. A weapon originally designed, made, and intended to fire a projectile, bullet, from one or more barrels when held in one hand, and having a chamber as an integral part of or permanently aligned with the bore, and a short stock designed to be gripped by one hand at an angle to extend to and extending below the line of the bore. This is so ridiculous, bro. Sorry, I'm just just the verbiage of the GCA is ridiculous. And guys, if we were to go through and read the definition of a frame and or receiver under the GCA, and then read their definition of an unfinished frame or receiver, and then see how they're trying to say that the unfinished frame or receiver, that literally by them, they said that it was a non-functional, unfinished frame and receiver, that that's supposedly covered under the same definition as, like, bro, an actual AR-15 lower, the serialized portion of an AR-15 doesn't even qualify under that definition. Like, they're absolutely batshit crazy, and I fucking hate them for it. Don't they say you can put a barrel that is 16 inches to make it legal? Wasn't it illegal to take a pistol and make it a rifle if it was not a rifle first? It was bought on a pistol. So that's been one of the kind of arguments that people have been saying. And I honestly can never recall the whole rifle to a pistol and pistol to a rifle thing. But yeah, from what I understand, they're breaking their own rules here. But it's, guys, it's for safety. Okay, moving on. The NFA defines the term firearm differently. All right, I'm not doing that. We're not doing that, y'all. Having a barrel less than 16 inches and a weapon made from a rifle. Such weapon is modified. No barrel length less than 26 inches. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, hang on. I want to get to this one portion. It's so funny, though, that they say because of, like, cut or crushed receivers and all this shit, they're like, a weapon that is designed or redesigned, made or remade, designed intended to be fired from. They're trying to cover all their bases, but they just sound fucking stupid. Sorry, including weapons which maybe rarely restored to fire a fixed cartridge. Okay, let me get to one thing here. Okay, there we are. Okay. And can we also just celebrate for a moment that the technology division is called the Fat D? Guys, the division that is coming up with all of the rules and rule changes and redefinitions that we're talking about here is called the Fat D. Can we just appreciate that for a moment? Let's get back to it. Okay. Let's see. Okay, see into the design. The Fat D advised that it does not classify weapons based on how a particular individual uses a weapon, and that merely firing an AR-type pistol from the shoulder did not reclassify it as a short-barreled rifle. Fat D, because they have to mention how they, said it was that a brace was a stock if you shoulder it, and then it wasn't a stock if you shoulder it. Then the Fat D reevaluated it and determined that it wasn't. 1 second. Guys, I apologize. My 5-year-old daughter keeps getting up, and I need to get her down. So here you go, Barton Fink. That's the best comment to end on. What I'll do is I'll come back and I'll do this again, where we actually go through and kind of dive a little bit more deeply into this infringement on all of your natural rights. But I want you guys to remember a couple things, okay? Every single stream, I end the same way, okay? After the stream ends, number one, if you guys could post comments, I do giveaways and give stuff away to people based on their comments, okay? I just do random drawings. So after this post comments, you'll be entered into giveaways. Um, it's important that we follow the rules, okay? Rule number one is to be kind. It's so important that we're kind in everything that we do. That brief interaction that you have with somebody else could have a massive impact on their life. So be kind. Rule number two, live a life of care, compassion, contribution, give to others. When you bless others, you become blessed. A hand that's open to give is open to receive. Okay? That's just the way the world works. Rule number three, because we know the only way for us to defeat evil is with good men skilled in violence, make sure that you're becoming as highly skilled in violence as you possibly can be, and be safe, be dangerous, and keep that thing on you. Shout out to all you guys on your contributions this evening. I apologize. My little one has to come first, y'all. But we will come back and do this again. All right. Love y'all. Be free. Stay free. And F the ATF.